turning in circles. Confusion is nothing new. Flashback to warm nights almost left behind. A suitcase of memories.
No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you, the God in you. Whether you're black or white or gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Good morning, Claremont Center for Spiritual Living. How are you? Good. Nice to see all of you. You're all alert, mostly. Except for Graham, but that's okay. We'll work on that. I'm Reverend Tracy, delighted to welcome you to this lovely community of fun and fellowship and loving support. That's what we do here. And I want to welcome you wherever you are in your spiritual path. There is room here for you. I also want to say hello to our friends that are online. We do have folks that watch every week. Some of them catch us later. Some of them are live. So let's be alive, shall we? I'm going to invite you to stand up, and we're going to start with a song. Words are in your program. It's Spirit is in this place. We like almost know the words and everything. Pretty soon you'll be able to look up while you're singing. I'll give you a hint. When you get to the part where Spirit is in this place, it says the same thing 3 times in a row. So just moving on in, right? All right, well, let's take all this love and joy and happiness and bring it within. I'm going to invite you to clear your laps, clear your minds. Take a breath and close your eyes, if you will. Let the sound of the bowl take you to that sanctuary of the heart. For there is truly a place within each one of us where we know love and joy and peace. And it is here in this place that we remember that you and I and Spirit are all one.
So we ground and center ourselves in the deep and rich understanding that Spirit is present in and through all things at all times. No matter how it appears, that spirit is there. God is present in all things. And that means that I am a part of this picture as well, that this spirit moves through me. It moves through my mind, my body, my perceptions, my sense of reality, my feelings, all of these things. It moves through me. It is the thread of life, the thread of life. And so the truth is that this reality, as it unfolds, is ever shifting, ever changing. But it is one thing always the same. It is pure. It is unrefined. It is pure consciousness. It is the truth of all things. And this perception is happening all the time. All of the time. So no matter how we experience reality, it is there, ever present, solid, consistent. And that's a beautiful thing. It's good to know. So we sit with this understanding, knowing that no matter where we are in this time and place, no matter what is happening in the world, that the truth of all things, this consciousness is moving through all these moments. And that all is well, all will be fine, and all is well. So with gratitude, we release this understanding out into the world, knowing that all is perfectly and rightly as should be, and so it is. So I have a few snippets here that I thought were pretty neat, that I felt guided to share. Hopefully it'll work with what you're talking about today. The first one is by Ernest Holmes. And he says, the mind of each one of us is the mind of God, functioning at the level of perception of life. Consciously using it, we bring into our experiences a better environment, a happier circumstance, more friendships, more joy. These manifestations are of the nature of reality. It's a little cerebral, but I like it. The next one is written by an author. Her name is Lynn Twist, and she wrote the book Living a Committed Life, and I like this. To make change, you generally have to make something wrong or undesirable. This is not right. We have to change it. We need to be able to make changes in our lives, in our relationships, our diet, our decisions, and our political leaders. When you change a situation, the circumstances may get moved around, and different outcomes may result. But unless there is a fundamental shift in how the situation is perceived, the same problems may arise again and again. Transformation has a completely different dynamic than change. Transformation doesn't accuse the past or current situations of being wrong, bad, or undesirable. Rather, transformation shifts the perspective such that what's so, or what came before, suddenly makes sense. It embraces the current reality and has it make sense in a new light. Transformation actually completes the past, makes sense of the present, and generates a future that blossoms out of what's so now. It is respectful rather than critical, affirms rather than denies, includes rather than excludes. The sacred nature of the perfection of the universe becomes visible. I've got one last one. It's very short. It's by William Blake, and this is what he said. If the doors of perception were cleansed, everything would appear to humans as it is, infinite.
I wasn't ready. I was taking it all in, taking notes. Wow, forgot where I was. Take off the bars from all my windows, throw them all away. Take off the scars from all my heartaches. Throw them all away. 'Cause they never did me no any good, so I don't know why I would save them. Take off the blind dirt from these eyes. Throw them all away. They kept me going in this one direction. I've thrown my life away. But they never did me no any good, so I don't know why I would save them. They never did me no any good, so I don't know why I would save them and keep them and hold them in my heart. 'Cause they kept me from starting who I am. Tear down the walls around my heart. Let them fall away. Till every last brick just crumbles down. No more excuses today. They always kept me from loving you, so I don't know why I would save them. So take off this heavy coat weighing down my shoulders. Blow it far away, let it fall. The wind and the rain are long gone now. Blow it far away. 'Cause it never protected me, no, from the storm, so I don't know why I would save it. It always kept me, yeah, from really being born, so I don't know why I would save it and keep it and hold it to my heart. 'Cause it kept me from knowing I am free. I'm unique and meant to be. I am whole. I am this one, so I am a child. Traveling all these miles, I'm not going away. Love is lighting the way to who I am. To who I am.
Thank you. That's beautiful. So we light our candle this morning in honor of the passing of Pope Francis. Someone who lived his love out loud, who didn't go for a lot of pomp and circumstance, who ignored the fancy red slippers and wore his orthopedic black shoes, who wanted to be buried in a wooden box, who kept his vestments plain and kept his focus on mercy and love and compassion for all in ways that the Catholic Church had not always been able to do. He reminded us that you pray for the hungry and then you feed them. That's how prayer works. And so he is our call to action, our call to stand in the love that we are, the love that is possible in the world, and find new ways to express that, to be of service, to know yourself and your God well enough to shine that light into the world. So we are grateful for having known him. So we're concluding our conversation this month on how does your garden grow? And the title today is Beyond Our Habits of Perception. So for those of you that don't get the e-blast or get the e-blast and, I don't know, just didn't have time to read it this week, if ever, I'll just read it to you. If you look at an empty field, do you see unused space or ready to be planted or a biodiverse ecosystem? It'll probably depend on your frame of reference, your usual way of understanding the world. A city person, a farmer, a conservationist, each respond according to their background and experience. In other words, we think in habitual ways. It's easy to forget that there's more going on, that there are other views to consider, and not yet realized possibilities are at work in life. If we are to discover creative ways of healing ourselves, our communities, and our world, we must open up to new ways of understanding, choosing to see beyond what's right in front of us. Now, Ernest Holmes was a big fan of science. He told us to stay open at the top because he knew that we would always be making new discoveries, that there would always be new information coming to light, that we would understand things differently based on all that has been uncovered and revealed as we live this great life. So, on the same day that Pope Francis passed, scientists at Berkeley and University of Washington discovered a new color. Now, what they were doing was they were stimulating certain photoreceptors in the eye in part of their research of how we see color, how we don't see color, what might we do with this. And in doing so, the participants in the study reported seeing this fabulous, saturated, super rich blue in the teal family. So if you can imagine Mary's jacket on steroids. So it was described by the participants as profound, right? And it's a discovery that may lead to treatments for colorblindness or just simply a greater understanding of how we use this magnificent body that we inhabit. It's also a metaphor for personal growth and spiritual growth. Because when we look at or for the unknown, when we are curious and keep looking and poking and trying something new, what happens is we find out that something exists that we didn't know about before. It's always been there. But it's beyond our natural perception. We don't see that blue without that extra laser is what actually made it happen. But we need those new innovative methods to even find it. And when we realize that in and of ourselves, there are undiscovered mysteries there to be revealed, that there are ways of understanding or seeing the world or seeing ourselves or seeing our relationships that are yet unknown to us. And if we approach life with curiosity about those, then they too will be revealed. And we too will have challenged those limitations, that limited way of thinking or seeing or understanding, and we'll engage a new perspective. And isn't that what we teach all the time? So in the spirit of new discoveries and shifting perspectives, I would like all of you to stand up, please, and gather your belongings. And I want you to change seats. If you are on one side, go to the other side. If you are in the back, come towards the front. If you are in the front, shift to the back. Everybody find a new seat. No, you may, yeah. Except for the man at the soundboard. Okay. Well, that's my next question. So my first question is, what was your first reaction to even the idea of moving your seat? Oh, really? I don't want to. It's fun. A little whining, it's okay. Some of you are more adventurous than others. Some of you a little anxiety around that unexpected change that you didn't choose. Oh, see, there you go. So my next question is, when you have that initial reaction, where do you feel it in your body? Shoulders come up, stomach get tight, you jump up for joy. What happens to you physically? My head gets lighter. Stomach, feel it in your stomach. Ah, move faster, yeah, yeah. Oh, the question. Now what? Ah, yeah. Could sit next to somebody different. That's a different sermon. Okay, we'll do that a different week. And then I would ask you, what do you see now that you did not see before? Faces. More heads. What's that? The flowers. See me from a different perspective. The piano keys, you can see the keys from this side. You can see Janelle differently, yes. So, Wayne Dyer says that if we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. Now, nothing in the room has changed except where you are in it. We're getting the life lesson here, right? I don't have to spell it out any more than that. Awesome, I knew you'd be with me. But see, that's part of what we're talking about today, is when we're talking about seeing what's right in front of us, we forget that even what's right in front of us is not the whole story. It's not everything that's going on. It's not even all the pieces that we're not focusing on the same things if we change our position, even though all of the same things are still in view. And the truth is, it's not that we only have certain choices in life. All of life is laid out before us. Everything is available all the time. And the difference is what we focus on, what we have trained our own minds to pick up on, to see or not see. You all have someone in your family that can walk into a room oblivious to the dirty dishes in the sink and walk out again. Why didn't you take care of the dishes? I didn't see them. Yeah, see? Sometimes it's us, sometimes it's our significant other. The thing is, our brains are great filters, right? They help us to make sense of everything in the room. Like if I asked you to say what the words are on the banners in the back of the room, even though you've been looking at them for 3 or 4 weeks now, it probably wouldn't come up. We're not looking for it. Oh, right, we talk about that, right? You find what you're looking for. So part of this idea of seeing beyond our habits of perception is to question what else is happening here. What else might be true? What is the unseen that could be made visible? Right? So this brings me to the story of the rowers and the blindfolds. So Pat, as you know, her latest physical endeavor is to row. Right? Long, skinny boats go really fast. 8 people in a boat, 4 people in a boat, 1 row, 1 oar, right? Her coach on Friday handed out, or a week ago Friday, handed out blindfolds to the rowers. Now, not to the coxswain. The coxswain is the one that sits at one end of the boat and directs traffic and says how fast to go, how slow to go, and a little to the right or whatever. So they're the ones that can see. Everyone else is facing backwards. But to put a blindfold on and then move this boat was, needless to say, a little unnerving. She talked about, basically the conversation in her head was, this can't possibly be good. How could this possibly work? I don't know if I want to do this. Who wants to move without being able to see? So they put the blindfolds on, and they started out. And she said what was so amazing was that their rowing improved. That the video shows all of the oars coming up and out and back and in, perfectly synchronized. And if you've ever watched an Olympic team row, you know that that synchronization and that perfect posture and that equal movement of all the people in the boat is what allows it to move so efficiently and so quickly. She said instead of being able to see, because they're trained to follow the person in front of them, really all they can see is the person's back that's sitting in front of them. And the idea is if they move, you move, so that everybody's moving at the same time. That's the idea. But without their eyes, they had to feel it. They had to hear the oar in the oar lock, the little metal bracket that the oar goes through. It makes a click when in certain points of the motion. And so they were making sure that they were all clicking at the same time. And the boat moved, and their posture improved, and the flow was smoother. And when you look at the video, they look like they've been rowing together their whole lives. Without sight, there was no distraction. And even though they practice keeping their eyes in the boat, they say, they're not looking at the dog on the bank or, but what happens is no matter what is passing by in front of our sight, our brain is having to filter. Do I show it to you? Do I recognize it? Do I have to do anything about it? It divides our energy and our attention. And so the flow of the feel of the boat expanded. And when we ourselves take a moment away from all that comes at us, visually, spiritually, metaphorically, in words, when we take a step back from that, we give ourselves a chance to tap into the flow that we can feel that life is. That's why meditation has us focus on our breath. It is a rhythmic movement that is physical to us that can keep our attention if we practice. And the benefit of that attention is not so much that we're going to breathe better, it's that we're going to move more easily through the day. It's just the way it works. She said, it never occurred to me that we would be better when we started this exercise. And she said, once we got into it, everybody sort of relaxed, and the boat went faster. So it tells us what's in us, right? It tells us, as Frank Lloyd Wright says, that if you want to be creative, if you want to make change in your life, if you want transformation, he says the ultimate creative thinking technique is to think like God. And if you're an atheist, pretend how God would do it. Right? It's the idea that if we're seeing the whole picture, we are going to move more easily through the days, more easily in ourselves, more easily with each other, more gently on the planet. Because that's what spirit does, is it supports life in all its forms, without distraction. The science of mind teaches that if you want to create change in your life, if you want something to be different, we talk about the law of attraction, right? That we pull towards us what we are, sort of like magnets, right? And the word attraction means to draw up to the surface or pull up to the surface. So what we have within us, the love, the power, the peace, the truth, the generosity of spirit, the trust, the energy of all things, what we have within us will rise to the surface with action. There's no accident that attraction has the word action in it. Creative energy, creative thinking takes action. You all know people that have amazing ideas, just wild ways of thinking. Maybe it's an artist or a writer or a poet. But if they never put pen to paper, if they never pick up a brush, it's lost. It's not shared. It exists, but not where it can be enjoyed. And really, we're here for each other. Really, we're here for community. Because what happens is when Janelle writes a song, or Chris writes a poem, or someone gives a speech, or paints the walls, or anything, we all benefit, right? We all are uplifted. We all are inspired to do our own thing. Anybody watch that show, Building Outside the Lines? It's a father-daughter team, and since his daughter was like 10, 11 years old, they've been creating projects for people. So they build tree houses out of airplane fuselages that they get from the scrapyard, because the kid wants to be a pilot when they grow up. So they make the little tree house out of the airplane fuselage or the playhouse. They don't do anything like you would expect. There is no habitual thinking until it comes to the part about how you weld it together so it stays sturdy. That's good to know. That's good to be repeatable. But the concept is like nothing you've ever seen before. And isn't that where our best transformation comes from? Isn't that where our creativity gets to flourish? Is when we are creating something new. We're bringing something new to light. If you walk through the neighborhood and you see a vacant lot full of weeds, you read stories all the time about somebody says, you know, that could be a community garden. And then they set about making it happen. Or that could be a little pocket park. And next thing you know, there's a couple extra trees and a bench and maybe a water fountain. It wasn't there before. It's not like you could look at the weeds and say, oh, that's going to grow into a park bench. It comes, though, from the unseen, from the idea of the person into form. And the thing is, it's on us to contribute. It's in us to contribute. You may not know which plants that would fit that garden and that level of sunlight and how much water you do or don't have. That may not be your skill set. But I'll bet you could bring peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for the people out there digging up the grass, digging up the weeds, right? There is a way to contribute to those things which call to our hearts, and we have it in us to do it, if we're willing to look beyond the way we normally think. Well, I'm an accountant. I don't get my hands dirty. Well, you might if your favorite 3-year-old nephew says he wants to make a mud puddle in the backyard. All of a sudden, it doesn't matter that you're a suit-wearing accountant. I know, I pick on accountants all the time. I apologize up front. It's a personal prejudice. I'm working on it. But my point is, you've got something in you that can contribute something, right? And you do have to do something, right? We pray for the hungry and then we feed them. That's the way prayer works. Rudyard Kipling says, gardens are not made by singing, oh, how beautiful, and sitting in the shade. Anyone who's had a garden will tell you that sitting in the shade does not get it done. At least not all the time. So we have a call in us to be creative, to show up in life beyond the way we normally do, if we really want something to change. And it doesn't have to be a big thing. Maybe you are out there on Saturdays in your community at a protest. Maybe you do volunteer at Planned Parenthood and do what you can in your own neighborhood. And maybe that's not you. So here's another idea. You have to be open to what might show up. So in the town of Chelsea, Michigan, the favorite local independently owned bookstore was moving 1 block over. Now, if you rent moving trucks and get a bunch of boxes and pack up 9,000 books, pack them in the truck, drive a block, and unpack them and put them back on, we're talking days. So, creative thinking. Ask for volunteers to create a book brigade. 300 people showed up to pass the books one at a time in 2 lines, hand to hand, down and around the corner. Where there was a team putting them on the shelves, the books stayed in order, so they came down off the line, went right back on the shelves in order in the new space. People were talking about the favorite titles as they handed them off to the person next to them. They were talking to the people across from them about how much fun it was to just stand out there on the sidewalk one day and hand books back and forth, back and forth. Everybody was out there, ages 6 to 91, 300 people, 9,000 books, 2 lines, 1 book at a time, 2 hours it was done. So there is a way, always, to do it better, to have more fun doing it, to be inspired by the most mundane of projects, to find a way to build community just right in front of your house. This is who we are. This is how we participate in life. And when we do this with each other, we are all better for it. I may not have thought of that on my own, but next time somebody wants to move, I might ask them, how far are you going? Yeah, if it's just a mile, maybe we can do something. Maybe we can get a bike brigade, 6 books in a basket, ride it to the next corner, somebody else. I mean, who knows? Who knows what's possible? The thing is, we have to remember that what we see is never the whole story. It's never the whole story. It looks like we need a moving truck and boxes because that's how we've always done it, but that's not the whole story. It looks like that hate is ruling the world right now, but that's not the whole story. It looks like a relationship is falling apart because that person has that opinion or is going off in that direction. But you know what? That's not the whole story either. You don't know. And the thing is, what we don't know, we can discover if we are curious rather than judgmental, if we are empathetic and merciful rather than our opinion has to be right all the time, right? If we are able to allow ourselves to feel our way forward, things will improve. Because our whole self is that much more powerful than when we are fragmented into opinions and feelings and habit and tradition and culture. Our whole self always knows a way forward. So this convergence of these 2 events, the passing of Pope Francis and the discovery of the color Olo, O-L-O, it's more than a scientific breakthrough. It's a parable. A hidden truth, long overlooked, becomes visible when we look differently, more deeply, more intentionally. Pope Francis invited the world to do precisely this. He consistently called us to see with new eyes, to perceive the poor not as burdens, but as bearers of sacred dignity, to recognize creation, this earthly planet we inhabit, not as a resource, but as a living home. To look at the church not as a fortress, but as a field hospital, where the scientists use lasers to reveal a new color. Francis used compassion to reveal a new consciousness. Because you see, love, beauty, and peace are waiting just beyond our habits of perception. Namaste. Let's take a moment and center ourselves in prayer. Breathing into this space, this rearranged space, where we find ourselves at a slightly different viewpoint than when we walked in the door and sat down. Where we are reminded that being together has its own energy and that is fulfilling. Where we remember that what is within us is far greater than what is right in front of us. For the truth is, when I see with spiritual eyes, I see the bigger picture, and I see what is unseen, and I allow this energy of life to flow through and as me out into form, into my words, my actions, into my ideas and inspirations, into the connection that I have when I look into your eyes. For the truth is, we are all connected. And this is a living home that we inhabit. And all that we are is a blessing to this world. And so I speak a word for curiosity and trust, that we might move forward with a sense of discovery and revelation and delight, trusting that the path that is cleared before us leads us to the ever greater good always. I speak a word that we release those words, those thoughts, that thinking that keeps us behind bars, that keeps us walled in, those things that keep us from truly living our lives out loud. That we might step forward in a greater energy, a greater love, a greater light, bringing all who are around us with us. For there is common ground, for it is all holy ground that we stand upon. And knowing this, I am grateful. So, so grateful for the gift of life, for the life that we share, and for the greater yet to be that is always and ever being created and transformed beyond what we see right now. It can only be so, for this is the way of spirit, and so it is. And just because I can't resist another teaching point, see, you can manage the music even if you're sitting in a new seat. Like Jeff's hands did not move on the keyboard at all, and we still had music behind the prayer. Whatever tool it takes, man. You're good. You're good. I love it. All right, we have an affirmation in the bulletin. I'm going to invite you to repeat after me so that our at-home friends can join us. I open my whole being to the joy of discovery. My perception expands beyond the current horizon. I trust the unseen to be made manifest as ever unfolding good. And so it is. All right, let's have a little more music, please. Welcome Janelle back up to the front.
I didn't want to move back there because I thought you would have to wait for me to get all the way up here.
You know, we will wait.
So you had to. I think you were channeling my morning.
Oh, okay. Good.
So first of all, I think that I don't speak teenager. Even though I have 14 of them, I do not speak it. So the whole year has been an effort to teach them to do dishes. They only have to do it once a week, right? In teams. It's just like 2 people. And it's only Monday through Friday. Now, the boys are doing better than the girls, believe it or not. So I live in the girls' house. And this morning, it's a weekend, so we don't have the dish duty on the weekends, but on the weekend you're supposed to do your own dishes. If you make a dish, if you dirty it, you're supposed to wash it. As I was leaving, it was piled high. So, see why you channeled me? All right. Anyway, so that would be amazing. You never know. You never know. I will send a picture if so. It would be a miracle for sure. All right, so, I look at signs all the time and I listen to things and they just keep coming at me. So all week I've been hearing as is, and seeing as is, like sold as is, and this is as is, and you get all the problems with it as is. And so I started writing a song on Thursday about that. I thought it was for today. And then last night I decided no, it couldn't be for that. And I was feeling, I'm sure a lot of you, so I'm not trying to steal any limelight on the depression that maybe a lot of us feel, but I was so depressed that I couldn't even think about what I wanted to play today. Normally, it just goes right into me, and I know exactly what it is, and I'm driven to finish a song or whatever it is, and it was not there. So I sent my sister a note, and I just said, I can't think of what to do tomorrow. Just send me any message, something to lift me out of this, whatever it is. I felt so heavy last night. And she didn't send me anything. I don't even know if she's read it yet. But I just from having sent it to her, it was enough energy for me to get out and get up and start doing something. So the first song just kind of came to me. It was like, you got to do that one. And then the as is came to me again. And it wasn't done. But I sat there in my whatever I was in, funk, and as you were talking today, I could barely make it through because it made so much sense. Made so much sense, as it seems to be. So we will try to get through this. I'm as is right now, so take me as is. All right, here we go. Her slowing round the corner, classic, and he'd like to own her, but the signs that take her as is, you gotta take her as is, 'cause I ain't got no money for to fix her up. metaphors don't fix foundation. God in homes, cars, or nations. Opinions are built for transformation. I think it's our soul's obligation as we are working out, breathing in, taking in the ashes of life, breathing in, taking in the ashes of life, 'cause we can only fix one thing at a time. As time and energy permits, that's about the size of it. We got a lot of fixing to do, but we can fix a lot if we quit. Starting as is, where we are, we gotta start as is, where we are, as is.
Okay. Thank you, Janelle. Fabulous, 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 fabulous. And then more. All right, let's have our ushers come forward. And know that what we give from love goes out as love into this world, and heaven knows the world needs more love. So thanking everyone for all that they give in all the many forms that comes forth. We love and support this community, and it is good. I invite you to say with me our prosperity affirmation, which you'll find in your program. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now. Do you know, too, that if you're online, you can donate through our website. We also have a text-to-give number. And your contributions are much appreciated. All right, thank you. So just so you know what some of these contributions are going towards, we have a couple projects in the works. The board is discussing and planning to replace the windows in this whole building and in the offices to create a more energy efficient building, which will save us money in the long run on heat and cooling. As we know, as it gets hotter in the summer, that's going to matter a lot. And as it gets colder, we've already discovered it matters a lot if you have a draft through the window or not. We also have planning in progress to redo the parking lot. We have a vendor that's willing to do it at cost for us, and it will reseal and repair this entire back lot. We're not worrying about the front or the driveway just yet, so don't walk there. Just walk back here. We don't have a time frame for that yet, but it will be fairly soon. And that is all because of your giving, your generosity, your willingness to support this community. We are truly blessed, truly blessed. All right, a couple things to announce. First of all, I want to acknowledge that last week on Easter, I failed to acknowledge who donated the beautiful flowers. That was Betty. Thank you, Betty. This week, our flowers are compliments of Todd. Thank you, Todd. I asked Andy to start putting the flowers in red so I would stop forgetting to say it. I don't know why I always start the list below that, but there you have it. So I remembered today, so thank you. All right, meditation Wednesday night at 6:30 on Zoom is still happening with Nisa. There's a link on the website. Have you checked out the new website yet? It's kind of pretty. It's got some cool stuff on it. We're still working on access and posting our current events and all of that. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're trying. We're getting there. I want to remind you that we are on a mission to make sure that the Science of Mind magazine reaches its 100th birthday, which is in 2 years. That means we all need subscriptions. Now, you can get a digital subscription. You can get it in print. They are running a special right now that you can get 6 double issues for $4 a month. That's whatever, how much money that is, $50, $60 a year. Each issue has 2 months. It's daily guides, daily affirmations and quotes, and it is also a series of columns from New Thought, from science, from social, like psychologists, everything that we talk about in this philosophy, somebody's got a column on that in the magazine. It's well worth your read. If you want to check out the magazines, we have some in the back for sale. You can pull the little card out of there or go on the website and sign up for a subscription. And, tell your friends. There's a lot of folks out there that would probably enjoy the read, even if they're not thinking about coming on a Sunday. It's just good thinking. It's good spiritual inspiration. All right, we want to remind you that our next Reiki share will be the 17th of May, so you have a few weeks to plan that. It'll be here in the chapel, and we are still looking for practitioners to contribute to the healing atmosphere that we create here. We have still have a couple openings to help out on the AV team. Thank you to Henry this week. Thank you back there, helping Ed out. That's a good thing. And we can always use folks who want to improve their abundance consciousness on our counting team, right? Once a month or so. Stick around for a little bit after service and go count all those wonderful donations that come in and remind yourself just how abundant we really are. Graham could always use a couple extra pairs of hands there to make that happen. Anything else? Thank you. So Reverend Miriam made her transition on Easter Sunday, as only she could do, because that's just who she is. Her service will be on the 17th, I believe. So Reiki, I don't know if we want to change a date or we just want to look at the time. It may be, because there will be folks from here that will want to go to the service. But we can talk about it. Okay, all right. Move it to the 20th. Okay, I'll make a note, and instead of the 17th, it would be the 24th for Reiki. All right, so we'll move Reiki to the 24th. I'll make sure that the room is available. We haven't rented it to somebody else for something.
I looked at the calendar.
Okay, all right, great. So on the 17th, then we don't know yet if it's here or... It'll be okay, so probably be in the sanctuary. And, if you met her, she made an impression on you. If you didn't know her, just know that she made an impression on everybody she met. And much loved and a long time die-hard Science of Mind teacher. Very much. She did. She was one of the first to start taking the materials and teaching classes in Spanish with her own translations. And she taught Metaphysical Bible. That was her love. So, quite the force. May we all live to be 101, at least. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, lots of, yeah. If you knew her, you also knew she was a force. A little, tiny, feisty force. So, much loved. So that's coming up in a few weeks. Anything else?
Yes. You know what? There is a jacket here.
Oh, okay.
I've had her for quite a few weeks.
Okay.
A black jacket. It looks to me like it's a woman's jacket.
Yep.
So does this belong to anybody?
All right, we'll leave it out too for our rentals, and we'll check with the Unity people too. But yeah, it looks like it's a nice jacket.
Jacket, and it's been hanging out there. So
Okay, thanks, Vicki.
okay, purple.
Yeah, purple, not black. Your jacket is black. Both.
Oh, I just remembered mine.
Oh, yeah.
Never mind.
Oh, yeah, manifested right down the road there. All right, my friends, we'll have coffee and conversation afterwards, but first let's stand up, move to the sides, and sing along with Eddie.
there's $20 in the pot.
Take a look at the person next to you. Say I love you. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together.